Hi everyone, it's Sandy Holterhaus. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are celebrating National Nutrition Month, and the theme is celebrating flavors and ingredients around the world. So our first stop on our culinary trip over this month of March is Africa, in particular Ethiopia. So today I'm making a maple walnut teff porridge. And teff is a grain from Africa, the Ethiopian area, which is in northeastern Africa. And it's high in protein, so about a fourth of a cup is about 5 grams of protein. So a very good nutritional source. In Ethiopia, they tend to use most of the teff grain and grind it down to make flour. And there's a very popular flatbread that they make with the teff. But today I'm making a porridge. So I started out, and I'll show you here, tip this down a little bit, with 2 cups of water and a half a cup of coconut milk. So it called for light coconut milk. I almost always use light coconut milk if I'm going to use coconut milk. And I do that by buying the regular coconut milk, full fat, and then I go ahead and dump that into my blender and I mix in a can of water. So I have 2 parts, and that thins out my coconut milk, gives it a little less saturated fat. So it works for most recipes, for soups or porridges or other things that you're going to make. So I've added that, got that boiling, and once that came to a boil on the stove, I went ahead and added my 1 cup of teff grain. Now teff can be a little bit hard to find. I have found it locally, but I did order this online, and I've got an ivory teff. Like quinoa, teff comes in different colors, so there's brown, there's red, and then the ivory color. They all are similar in nutrition. So I found this online, purchased it, and let me show you just a little bit how that looks. So it's really, really a tiny, small grain, as you can see in my hand here. Very, very tiny. So to this porridge, then, I went ahead and added a little bit of sea salt and some cardamom. And cardamom is a spice that is popular in Arabic and Mid-Eastern recipes. You might have also heard of cardamom cookies, that type of thing. So it's very popular that way, and it's kind of a sweet spice, so it gives it a little bit of sweet flavor. So I'm just kind of allowing the water to cook off of this. It said about 20 minutes. I'm probably about 15 minutes in. But all I'm going to add to this then is a little bit of maple syrup and some walnuts to get my porridge completed. And this makes about 4 servings. So the recipe says about 260 calories per serving. And that's about 5 grams of protein in there. So a very filling porridge. You can certainly divvy it up into smaller portions as well if it's too filling for you. And again, you can put other toppings on as well. So this is getting thicker. You can kind of see there. It's still got a little bit of water to cook off. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my walnuts and maple syrup in. So it called for a fourth of a cup of chopped walnuts. So I'm just adding those in. And then a tablespoon of maple syrup. And of course you could omit the tablespoon of maple syrup or add a little bit more depending on your tastes. But sometimes grain can be a little bit plain, so giving it a little bit of sweetness. And again, that will give you about 3/4 teaspoon of sugar or maple syrup per serving there if you get 4 servings out of this. So it's looking good. That cardamom is smelling really good. I'm just going to let this cook just a little bit longer. And again, that will make a great breakfast porridge. You can eat it hot right away or put it into bowls and preserve it in the fridge for eating later. And again, a nice hearty breakfast and a way to explore different grains from around the world. So I appreciate you joining me, and I will talk to you again soon.